am excited. Welcome back to the morning sip. I'm super excited. I'm getting ahead of myself because, sorry, I've got something in my eye, probably an eyelash. Because I feel like I've been away from you guys for such an extended period of time, which was most of last week. It hasn't even been a full week. I think I did one morning sip last week and we briefly went live. And I know we're a new community that's forming, but we are forming quickly and connecting deeply quickly. And so I miss you guys. I miss this connection. And so thank you for your patience. On another day, I'll share, I don't mind sharing. I got some information. I won't even say information. I found myself, for those of you who don't know, I was raised in what I think is a pretty standard nuclear extended family kind of environment growing up where my mom was there, but I was raised also by her parents. I lived with them pretty much my entire life until I lost my grandfather. And until I moved out of the family house, which I think I was like 20 or what have you. But my grandmother is a second mother and holds a super dear place in my heart. And she ended up in a medical emergency that we didn't plan on experiencing. And so I spent what would have been 8 days hospital side by her bed. And it included a number of, I'd say, 24-hour periods where I was awake. And so you can imagine that it becomes really hard to make sure that you're tending to that and everything else. And so I had to choose some directions, and it was basically exist and provide advocacy and love and be very present with her. And it was a gift from God. She's doing much better with some external care that we'll get for her, but that's not why we're meeting this morning. But I did feel like we're becoming family, so I wanted to make sure I shared that with you. But let's dig into this morning sip, honey. I hope you got your good mug because we are talking self-love. Self-love. We dipped into it a little bit last week, but not too much. And I'm going to start off by saying that self-love is the life hack that comes into play that really allows you to show up as the superhero for yourself. We talk about this superhero, this personal superhero mentality, and making sure that you're your own superhero. But you can't really, it's not the easiest thing to do. And if it was easy, we'd all do it, right? If we'd all be sitting in harmony with tons of time and prosperity. But that's not the case. I think that being your own personal superhero, for the group who connects here, for this tribe, is an easy concept to process. I do think it's easy for this group. I even think that with the, guidance that's provided, the steps and application, that it's even getting easier for most of you to start to operate in that mindset and start to make kind of what I like to call the mental shift, if you will. What I don't think is easy is sitting in a space of like just resting place of being a superhero for yourself, that without even thinking about it, without intentionally planning for it, you operate from a mindset of self-heroic behavior. I don't think that's easy. And the reason I don't think it's easy is because it's part of our evolution that we're supposed to grow into, our soul's evolution. But I do come with a life hack for it. I believe that self-love is that life hack. I think that self-love, mastering the beingness, mastering the master task of being in a constant state of love for yourself first, is what allows you to have that mindset, not just shift to being your own personal superhero, but transformation. And so we kick off today really with this easy notion of saying to ourselves, when it comes to self-love, where do we stand? How are we doing? And one might say, well, what is self-love? What I can tell you is self-love isn't self-care. Self-care is an outcome of existing in a space of self-love or love for oneself. Love for oneself is really about having an agape, what's the other word I want to use? It slips me now. But really this intangible, unwavering love of depth for yourself first. Not only, but first. And that, my friends, can be tricky because we have been taught so much throughout our lives that you should have what I like to call traits of self-love, but no one really teaches you about self-love. We're taught how to show up in love for everyone else. And what I know is that your capacity to love others starts with the capacity that you have to love yourself. And so I'm not going to go much further because I think that's a lot to chew on. And so today I really just want to say this first thing, right? Number one, we get to a mindset, a transformed mindset of what I like to call self-heroic activity and behavior, right? Where we are putting the cape on for us, right? We get there by the life hack of self-love. When we master self-love, we don't have to work so hard to show up for ourselves because it is innately coming out of our energetic being. I want you today to take, what am I about to say? 5 minutes. If you can't give me 5, give me what? 3. Take 5 minutes to really just sit and say, do I show myself self-care or self-love? And if I do show myself self-love, how in love am I with myself? Is it a place of being for me? Is it the place that I operate out of intuitively, instinctively? Do all of my decisions come out of this core existence of self-love? And you know me, throughout this week, and we'll have a morning sip tomorrow, and there's a Coffee and Grace coming out Friday, so I don't think we'll do one, but we will do one either over the weekend. I'm traveling this weekend, but I might still do it, or Monday. By the time we're done with this topic, you already know I'm gonna make sure that you have some tenets and practical things to apply in your life so that you know how to apply, and I'd say the methodology of self-love, because that's really what we do here. We could share all day long, but if I can't give you tangible, tactical approaches that you can not only conceptualize, process, but yet apply quickly and easily, then why are we here? So I'll make sure of that. But the first step really is, number one, understanding that self-love is a state of being. And it is the life hack. It's the thing. It's the bridge. It is the empowerment zone that helps you show up in a super heroic way for yourself. What is your mindset around that? Is the concept of self-love something that you feel like you have to show yourself periodically? Or is it something that you should just be? I'll see you tomorrow. Have an amazing day. What do you need to do? You need to be bold. You need to be authentic, and you need to be gracious. But first and foremost, start that race of grace within. We talking self-love this week, y'all. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. See you tomorrow morning.